Happy Halloween, geeks! I have got a video loaded with sweet treats for you today. I'm going to show you what you need to be doing in October. So it's October and it is all about the bait fish. Whether you have panfish or whether you have shad, some type of shad, it's all about the bait fish. You can have small, little minnows in your ponds or your lakes. It's all about those bait fish, and you want to do what you can do to mimic that sort of prey. And for me, we're lucky enough that we have a lot of different shad, from gizzard shad to threadfin to alewives. So depending on the lake we're on, there's a whole lot of good different baits that we can throw. One that it doesn't really matter if you're up north, down south, or like me, somewhere in the middle, is a spy bait this time of year. It's a pretty simple bait to use. It's pretty simple to throw, contour the bottom, and retrieve it. But they make several different versions, and I'll just be the first to tell you, I've used pretty much every spy bait on the market, and in my opinion, and you'll see, there's just nothing that really is better than the Duo Realis spy bait. This is really the go-to, the torchbearer, the standard when it comes to spy baits. And they make a lot of different versions of it, as you can tell. So just for an example, this is one of my go-tos, especially during the summer. This is the Spy Bait 90, which is a little bit bigger, gets down a little bit deeper. And I mean, you can tell it's had the paint about beat off of it. But this color is called Ghost Minnow. And this is the shallow version, the 80 version. And so it's a little bit lighter. It's going to stay up higher in the water. You can move it really fast, even get it up high enough to where it's waking or even throwing water, stop it. What I love about these things is they have a nice shimmy as they fall. Now, these are some really great shad style, unlike the kind of minnow style baits that you see the spy baits in all the time. These are called the alphas. And this is the 62 and this is the 72. It's a little bigger, it's going to get a little bit deeper on you, but they've just got a little different profile that might work better in your body of water. I would have to put spy baits as number 5 on this list. I do want to give a couple of honorable mentions. Crankbaits are great this time of year, anywhere from square bills to mid divers, and jigs. Jigs are also still in play, as they are almost all year round. These are just kind of my favorites, like what I like to get out here and do this time of year. And, but pretty much anywhere you are, if you throw some version of these baits this time of year, you're pretty much guaranteed to get bites. Next up, a soft jerkbait or a fluke. Of course, these are going to get destroyed. One of my favorites in clear water over the past few years has been this one. This is the caffeine shad, and I've got it on a 1/8 ounce belly weight. Now, you don't have to do that if you're in shallower water, or the bass are in shallower water, but a lot of times I like to fish this weedless, as you can see, around trees. And what I can do is sink this bait down into those trees as they get deeper on the steep banks on these highlands reservoirs that I fish. This is a bait from Ramsey Baits. It looks a lot like a fluke, but he made this color specially for me. It's got a lot of salt, got a lot of sand in it, so it's going to get down there a little bit deeper, a little bit faster. And one of my go-tos, especially if I'm around bigger shad, has absolutely got to be the X-Zone Whiplash Shad. And if you haven't seen the video, I'll leave a link at the end of this so you can see a very unique rigging that works extremely well in October if they just don't want to break the surface, but they're still out there chasing shad. And this is the X-Zone Whiplash Shad. Now I know these aren't soft jerk baits, but I love to throw a jerk bait in October too. And so we're just gonna kind of pile this one in there. These, especially these two, they're new, they're from Booyah. These are the Flashpoint Juniors, deep and regular. So shallow, I guess, I don't know, just regular Flashpoint Junior. But like I said, the Juniors are some of my favorite baits because I like to downsize. And you've seen me for years using the Megabass 110+1 Juniors a lot during this time of year. But these are brand new and I cannot wait to put them to work. I've got a whole bunch of them and a lot of different colors. So a jerk bait, soft or hard, is number 4 during October for me. The next bait you can fish 100 different ways based on how you rig it. You can rig it weedless like this one from Thunderhawk. This is called the Thunder Belly. And you can run it through because the bass love to get in those laydowns, brush piles, and trees right now. And you can run it through, ticking it, especially in that clear water, and call up big bass. Next up, whether it be a finesse style like the Demiki Armor Shad paddle tail, along with the Dirty Jigs finesse underspin, or a big one, or even a weedless one fished around brush, this around a little more open water, an underspin version of a swim bait can be deadly, even the big ones this time of year. Now during the summer, I tend to throw those bigger soft plastic swim baits, especially out on the ledges. But as we get in the fall, I start to downsize. And some of the baits I like to throw, this is an incredible little bait. This is a 2.75 swammer. And I'm telling you, these swammers, this is a 3.5, have an incredible head roll action to them. And again, this is one of my favorite colors right here. This is, of course, Pro Blue Red Pearl. I always get a tongue-tied when I talk about these. Now another great one, it's this one right here. This is from Ramsey Baits. It's called the RPM bait, I believe, or something like that. Anyway, links will be in the description of everything. And this is a great little swim bait. Now I've got it coupled with a ledge head lures, micro ledge head right here. But this is a good little 3.5-inch girthy, that's right, take a drink geeks, girthy little bait. Now next up, I'll start with these sizes right here, but this is actually pretty big. I'll go way down in the Kitech Easy Shiner. I'll go all the way down to the 3-inch size, which is pretty incredible. This, I believe, is TW Ghost. It's a Tackle Warehouse Ghost color, and it's probably one of my favorites in the clear water. And of course, it's just hard to beat a good old Kitech Swing Impact Fat, or Fat Swing. I always get that backwards. But anyway, this is a 3.8 inch, but my go-to is probably the 3.3 and the 2.8 inch. This is one of my favorite colors, Ghost Rainbow. And number 3 is obviously the swim baits. They get bit this time of year. G-Locks, guys, these are the best by far. Garmin Echo Map locks. You need to go check them out. But I want to talk to you really about something else because we're coming up during the winter time, and that is boat steps. I was talking to my buddy Ben just the other day, and he was talking about how some of his older friends didn't go fishing by themselves anymore. Now, they're a little bit older than me, 10, 15 years, and I'm 51 if any of you are wondering. But the thing about it is that makes me tremendously sad, because as I get into my 60s, and hopefully God allows me to be able to go fishing into my 70s, I hope I can get out even if I don't have anybody to go with me, because the Lord knows this is where I'm at peace at, and I just enjoy being out on the water. But it can be dangerous. And one of the things that I really want to stress to you all is even if you have boat steps that come with the boats, get rid of them, sell them, because there's 2 safety features that come with Boat Effects steps. By the way, It's 100% American made. And that is the adjustable handle that you can reach out for. Most of them just have a U shape and it comes straight up. And as you get older, it's a little bit of a reach to get to that first step and get to that handle to be able to hold yourself there. Not with the Boat Effects steps. You can adjust it perfectly so you feel safe. The second thing is going to be the Booma step. And it's called a Booma step because it sets on the tongue of your boat, but it's shaped like a boomerang, which means it's not a straight across. It angles back toward your steps. So as you step down, you can walk across that and stand firmly and step down easily. You need to go check these products out because I want us all to be able to fish as we get older. And by the way, I probably got one of the best discounts down in the description. Go follow that link. It does help the channel. But overall, it's going to help you fish longer and safer. They're chasing minnows, they're chasing shad, they're chasing bait. So we've got to talk about minnow baits, jig head minnow baits. Geeks, I stress to you, it really doesn't matter if you have a forward-facing sonar or not. It is the time to start throwing these, and you need to throw them all through the winter. We've got all kinds of videos showing how to throw these baits without graphs at all, and they catch a lot of bass. Now, I've got several different versions that I like to go through. I don't have enough time in the day to show you all of them, so I'm going to show you some of the ones that are kind of on the go-to list right now. And the go-to list right now is this one. This is one of the new colors from Yum on the FFS Sonar Minnow. This is Pro Green Pearl. Now, Demiki came out with an incredible new version of the Armor Shad this year, and it's called the Armor Shad Fat. This is, I believe, American shad, one of my favorite colors. And what's great about this, if you couple it with one of their heads, it has got a great body roll to it because of that big, fat, girthy belly. Haha, take a drink, geeks. Now, I've got two baits right here, two heads that I'm really going to talk about. This is the Duo Bay Rough Head and Bay Rough Fish, and they have some pretty unique action. This is the Jaw Dropper, and both of these kind of do the same thing. This will work with a lot of different minnows. This one you pretty much have to use these two. And what they do when they come through the water is they have this action where they jump side to side. You can walk them. And in October, this is where these two baits seem to shine. When those bass get super aggressive and maybe they're not wanting that bait just kind of shook right at them, they get a long time to look at it. This bait looks like it's fleeing, like it's running from them, and it drives them crazy. They'll go nuts over it. Now, this is UV silver. It's actually pretty transparent. And this is the Jaw Dropper from First Gen Baits. Trust me, it is a jaw dropper. Another bait that I love this time of year, and this is the 3.5, and this is the fish roller. This is the fish skin version of it. Exxon came out with their girthy little minnow. Let me tell you, you put it on the right head and it's got some incredible roll action to it. And this is my absolute go-to color right here by them. This is, they call it smelt. I kind of look at it as like kind of like a ghost shad version of me, but smelt, hey, they can name it whatever they want, but I like that. 3.75, a little bit bigger, but a great color for clear water. And that's the Rally Shad, in case I didn't say that already. Now, this is an incredible little head to be using. Now, I'm going to show you some of the heads that I use probably most of the time, and this is one of them, especially if the bite is tough. And something that I'll do is I'll actually take this hook off and I'll put one of the VMC treble spins and make a little underspin out of this head. This is from Omega Custom Tackle. They are the only one that makes this for the minnow baits. So when they're finicky or they're missing the bait, this is a great way to go, especially putting that treble spin on there. Getting a little extra flash out of that bait drives them wild. This is the Eclipse head from Angler Tungsten. It's Angler Tungsten head, and one of the things that I love about this is it's got a good spring lock on it. So you can put a lot of baits on there. It's gonna save you baits, it's gonna save you money. These heads are incredible. They are also my go-to small swim bait head. Something else that I love about these, he actually makes these in the silver. Love the eyes in them, I think that's a big deal. And a flat black. And probably my go-to head when it comes to the minnow baits, the Queen Tackle rolling, strolling head. If you need roll out of any bait easily, this is your ticket right here. I know somebody told me that they maybe were having problems with hook sets on this, but I have not had a single issue with a hook set on this head. As a matter of fact, I've probably caught a ton of bass on this particular head. So the minnow bait in October, it's just deadly, geeks. You gotta have it tied on, and it is number 2. And whether it's a popper, a walker, or some sort of wake bait, you better have some sort of topwater tied on in October. When it comes to topwater, I don't think there's a bad decision. Whether it be some sort of plopping style bait, whether it be a buzz bait, or whether it be something like this. Some of my favorites, the walking bait, which this is the Head and Spook Junior, or the Head and Spook One Knocker. When it comes to poppers, these are my 2 go-tos. They do so many different things. This, of course, is the Prank from Booyah, and this is the Lobina Royal Rico. Now, geeks, if you want to support this channel, we don't do memberships or, Patreon, anything like that, because we like to include everybody that likes to watch. We like to help everyone catch more fish. And so for us, the best way to support us is all the links to these baits are in the description. A lot of them are going to take you to Tackle Warehouse. If you wouldn't mind just bookmarking that for us, or scanning this QR code and bookmarking that on your mobile device or tablet, whatever you're using. Anytime you go purchase baits or anything else you want to purchase from Tackle Warehouse, just make sure you use that bookmark or click on that link for us, and we get a percentage of it. Doesn't cost you a dime extra. So you can help us while buying baits to go fishing with. Next up, and this is probably one of my dark horses. It's really one of my favorite baits because of the profile. This is the 007 Jackal Riser. And what I love about this bait is you can throw it out there, you can reel it so that it'll wake on top, or you can reel it so it'll skip on top. You can stop it, it'll slide backwards. I like the Berkeley Credge, but the Berkeley Credge was based off this bait right here, along with the Strike King version that looks pretty much exactly like this. I've got some of those. I haven't tried them in the fall yet. I'm going to, but this has been my go-to for years. Largemouth, smallmouth, spotted bass, love this thing. And like I said, the small size of the 007, but you can cast this thing a mile, really gets those bass that are feeding on those small shad fired up. This is one of my favorite colors. It's in bone. They come in several different colors. Make sure you check them out in those links below. And Topwater is number 1 for October. Get out there, have a good time, have some fun in October, because it is the last best bite of the year. All right, geeks, so tell me what your favorite 5 lures in October are. What bite you look forward to in October. Let me know what you think is going to happen in October in your neck of the woods. Let us know what neck of the woods you're in, and that way we can kind of learn what sort of baits work in your area. Now, you don't have to tell us the lake or whatever. You can just tell us kind of, area of the state you're in, right? But if you're really interested in learning, I'm telling you, this is a great rig this time of year. To learning a rig that will get you bit on that Exxon or any other soft plastic jerkbait, make sure you go check out this video right here. Otherwise, questions, comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to tell us your top 5 October baits. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell. Be part of the 100% Watch Squad. And you geeks rock.